Survivor Series Wargames makes its return this Saturday. I'm Wrestle Wrestle, and today in this video, I'm going to give my predictions for every match on the card. And we'll start off with the Women's Wargames match. They normally like to space out the Wargames. I think the Bloodline Wargames match will main event, so I would expect this to open. First off, we have Liv Morgan, Nia Jax, Tiffany Stratton, Raquel Rodriguez, Candice LeRae versus Rhea Ripley, Bianca Belair, Io Sky, Naomi, and Bayley. The question here is, how does Jade play into this? Obviously, she was supposed to be a part of the team. She got attacked. Some people speculating Bayley made the attack. She's going to turn heel, and then that's why she got the open spot. She wanted to be a part of the War Games match. I don't see it that way. I actually think this is setting up for a heel turn for Naomi. You know, Naomi was kind of the third wheel with Jade and Bianca. So I think this is maybe jealousy on her end. Those two had won the tag titles while Naomi was failing to win the Women's World Championship. I actually do think this was a setup. It's kind of a misdirection to make you think it was Bayley, but I do think it was Naomi. I don't think Jade will play a factor here. I don't think we'll see her in this match. I do actually have Team Rhea winning, and the reason I have Rhea winning is because I think we need to continue the Liv Morgan-Rhea Ripley feud, and the way we get there is by Rhea winning this. You know, if Liv wins, I don't really see how we warrant another title match for Rhea, whereas if Rhea wins, she has that to stand on. She can say she deserves it because maybe she pins Liv Morgan in this match. I think Io is going to, do the moonsault she normally does off the War Games match. She's been in every women's War Games match WWE and NXT has put on. That's an incredible stat. This match should be good. The women's War Games matches always deliver. Sometimes, it's the match of the night, and I think this has this written all over it. I would not be surprised if this is with all of these superstars in this match. But I do think we have to ask the question, does Tiffany Stratton cash in here? Nia and Liv are both on the losing team, in my opinion. Does Tiffany Stratton look at that as an opportunity to cash in the Money in the Bank? I actually think, I think Rhea's going to lay out Liv. Obviously the whole heel side will be down. The cage will rise. And I think that's actually the chance where Tiffany Stratton cashes in. And I think she cashes in on Nia and becomes the new Women's Champion. Next up, we got Braun Breaker defending the Intercontinental Championship against Ludwig Kaiser and Sheamus. Anytime there's a triple threat, you have to ask the question, is this a way to take the title off of the champion without the champion being pinned? No, I don't think so in this case. I think Braun Breaker retains the Intercontinental Championship here. I think he pins Kaiser because I do think Sheamus is going to become a Grand Slam champion eventually and probably be the one to end Braun Breaker's reign. But it's not happening yet. I kind of think Kaiser's just in here to be the fall guy. This match, this has banger written all over it. But I don't see Sheamus becoming the Grand Slam Intercontinental Champion by not pinning Braun Breaker. I don't think Braun Breaker is going to lose the Intercontinental title already. His first reign ended pretty quick for Jey Uso, taking it off him. And then he won it back pretty quickly. I just don't really see that happening again here with Braun. I think this will be stretched out. And when Sheamus finally wins the Intercontinental title, I would expect that to be in a one-on-one match. But yeah, Braun Breaker, he's walking out Intercontinental Champion. Next up, we have LA Knight defending the United States Championship against Shinsuke Nakamura. This is a match that it's kind of weird. This came together quick. Shinsuke has not been on television in a long time. I think Shinsuke has lost all of his momentum. They're doing what they can, I guess, to put him back in a position where he feels like a threat. But I don't think he's winning the United States Championship here. Would it be the end of the world if he did? No. But I think LA Knight still has a run to go on. He just got the LA written on the title. I don't really see him dropping the belt yet. I would expect maybe, a disqualification, a count out, maybe something to continue this feud. But I don't really see Shinsuke just getting beat clean without having something to say about it. Maybe following the match, he sets up an attack on LA Knight, something like that where this story can continue. It's kind of rushed, and it's kind of interesting that this even made the PLE card. Mostly, I think, just because they wanted to get that 5-match card like Triple H has been married to lately. But I just don't really see it with Shinsuke. I think he lost all his momentum, back with AJ Styles at WrestleMania 34, to be honest with you. And then even last year, when he started to get some juice with that feud with Seth Rollins, I think they did whatever they could to kill the momentum there. If there was ever a time to pull the trigger and make Shinsuke a superstar, it was then. I think at this point, he's just relegated to the mid-card for the rest of his career as long as he stays within WWE. It's unfortunate because I'm a major fan of Shinsuke, but I just don't think the booking has ever been there for him, and I don't really think they're ever going to get him back on pace to be a serious threat and be a champion, honestly. I mean, maybe later on he's the one to take the belt off of LA Knight, but it's just not happening yet. But if they do decide to give Shinsuke the win and let him become the United States champion, I'm not going to complain. I'll never complain about Shinsuke becoming a champion, and LA Knight can chase all over again. Next up, we have Gunther defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest. This one, I do have some hesitancy to pick Gunther. I am going with Gunther just because I think they want to continue with him as champion, and either he drops it to Seth or drops it to Punk to set up their World Heavyweight Championship match at WrestleMania. There's a chance that Gunther carries this all the way to Mania and he loses it to John Cena. But I just don't really see him losing to Priest right now. But the only reason I do have hesitancy is because I think the booking with Gunther has been awful. The last few weeks, him being timid and scared and not confident, that's not what the ring general should be. That's not what his character should be. I mean, the guy has been a champion for... the guy has been the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. He just won the World Heavyweight Championship. He won King of the Ring. Why is he all of a sudden timid? Why is he scared? Why is he not confident? He has no reason to not be. Because he lost to Cody Rhodes in the Crown Jewel Championship match. I don't really like this direction we're going with Gunther. But I do wonder, why are we back to Damian Priest? I think the fact that Priest versus Gunther is happening again should kind of raise some eyebrows, just because if they wanted the clean win of Gunther to beat Priest, why didn't they run it back immediately? Why are they running it back, 4 months later after Gunther won the World Heavyweight Championship? I do think there is a small chance Priest wins the title back here, just because Priest has been killing it as a babyface. Priest has been on a roll since he's left the Judgment Day, and if they put the title back on him, I don't think that's a big mistake. To be honest with you, I'd actually be in favor of it, because I want to see Finn get back in the World Heavyweight Championship picture. I want to see Finn as a main focal point of Raw going forward, not just relegated to the tag team division. But is the Judgment Day going to cost Priest here? Is that really what we're going to do again? That's how Priest lost the world title at SummerSlam, was Finn cost him it. Are we really just going to run that back? I don't think so. But Priest losing clean seems a little unlikely too, with just how hot he's been. It would just kind of, kill some of his momentum. I mean, in the end, I'm going with Gunther, but I'm not very confident about it. Next up, the main event. Roman Reigns, Jey Uso, CM Punk, Jimmy Uso, Sami Zayn versus Solo Sikoa, Bronson Reed, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and Jacob Fatu. A lot of moving parts here. These teams just came together within the last few weeks, especially the OG bloodline with CM Punk joining them. Punk and Roman sitting in the shark cage together. That's going to be a sight. You would have to imagine one of those two are going to enter the match last. Which one is it? Is it CM Punk who joins it last, or is it Roman Reigns? I think honestly, you got to go with Punk. I think Roman should enter it first. I think Roman should be eager to get in there, right? He wants his revenge. He's the one with the true vendetta against Solo's bloodline. He should be in there. I think Punk should enter last. And let's talk about CM Punk for a second. His last match was Hell in a Cell, and then his first match back is War Games. I think they're confident his body can hold up. Obviously, that's been a criticism of CM Punk the last couple of years since he made his return, is his body can't hold up anymore. I think WWE is showing right here they're fully confident he's capable of doing this. And, that's what it should be. I don't think CM Punk should have this booking where we're scared he's going to get hurt. But Bronson Reed teaming in with the bloodline, Solo's bloodline, is kind of interesting too, because Bronson's kind of been a guy the last few months that's just mayhem and hectic and crazy. It's kind of crazy to see him agree to team up with these guys. And for what reason? If it was Seth on the other team, it makes sense. But what was in it for Bronson Reed? Why did he join this team? We know why CM Punk joined Roman Reigns in the OG bloodline. It's the connection with Paul Heyman. I mean, he even referenced that on SmackDown last week when he was face-to-face with Roman. He said, it's not about me, it's not about you, it's about him, as he pointed to Paul Heyman. That makes sense. I see why CM Punk joined them. But why did Bronson Reed join him? What is it that Solo gave him or told him or convinced him of to make him join them? It's a serious question. I think we're going to get a tsunami off the top of the War Games. Bronson Reed has said in an interview this week, he's going to do something that people remember forever. If he does a tsunami off the top of the War Games, I think we will remember that forever. In the end, I'm going with Roman Reigns and CM Punk, Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, and Sami Zayn to get the victory here. I don't really think you team up CM Punk and Roman Reigns to get a loss. I really don't. I think they're going to stand tall. I think there's the question of, does Seth Rollins cost them? Because that's the only way I see them losing. Obviously, we had seen Jay and Sammy were trying to recruit Seth. Seth did not want to team with Roman, which I'm glad that's the direction they went. I'm glad he stuck to his guns. But is there a chance Seth turns heel here and costs them? Yeah, absolutely there's a chance. I think that's the only way they lose. I don't think The Rock is going to cost Roman Reigns' team. Do we see The Rock at the end of this match? Possibility. You can't rule that out. But I don't think he actually interferes in the match. Whereas I could see Seth doing it. It would make some sense if Seth got his revenge. Because his whole thing is he has the issue with Roman Reigns. And obviously he has an issue with CM Punk. So what better way to get back at them would be to cost them this match? I don't think Seth is going to do it. I think the story that'll unfold over the next few weeks is Seth is just angry that CM Punk did join them, and that's even more reason to hate him, but I don't think he'll interfere here. Obviously, some people have been pointing to Paul Heyman's attire last week. He was wearing a similar suit that Solo wears. I don't think we see that turn here. I just don't really see, because Paul Heyman, when he had brought CM Punk out, it was because he wanted to surprise Roman, obviously, right? Because him and Roman didn't have contact. We'd seen that. Roman was surprised. So why would Paul Heyman surprise Roman with such a credible tag team partner in the War Games match? If it was to screw them. That would just be a massive hole in the story. If he's going to screw them, he just wouldn't have got them a teammate, or he wouldn't have got them a teammate at that level. So I don't really see that. I know some people, are pointing to the suit, like I said, and they think that's a reason. If Paul Heyman's going to align with Solo, that's going to happen later. That's not going to happen here. Paul Heyman just returned last week. The people want to cheer him. Paul Heyman, most of his career hasn't been a babyface. I think they're going to lean into it right now while they can. I don't think we're getting that. I do think the OG bloodline with CM Punk are going to stand tall. And, what a sight. CM Punk and Roman Reigns in the ring together, standing tall, not going face-to-face, not wrestling, just them teaming up. What an incredible sight. That is honestly what Survivor Series has always been built on, was people teaming up and coming together like this. Just two superstars that you cannot believe are on the same team. And I'm glad they went back to that, because that has really elevated the War Games match. And a lot of people I saw have been pushing, we need the traditional 5-on-5 Survivor Series matches back instead of the War Games. I think this match shows why the War Games works, because we're not going to see them on the apron together. Obviously they'll enter the match at different intervals. And I think that is fun. That is interesting. And I think there is a serious knock with the War Games. Obviously, Survivor Series, there's more drama, the traditional match, because there's eliminations, there's pinfalls at any time, whereas this, we have to wait for all participants to enter. And I do understand the knock on it, but I do think just the spectacle of the War Games, the handicap action of the 2-on-1, the 3-on-2, the 4-on-3, until we even up the teams, I think that's fun. I think that's what this match should be. That's what these matches are built on. And I think Survivor Series has restored the feeling back to being a Big Four. Because for a couple of years, obviously people were trying to replace Survivor Series with Money in the Bank, saying Money in the Bank is now a part of the Big Four now. This match, this story has absolutely solidified. Survivor Series is here as a Big Four. It is back, and I couldn't be happier. In the end, give me CM Punk and Roman Reigns against anybody. I don't care who their teammates are. I don't care who they're facing. That is a tough team to beat. Guys, thank you for watching. Check back in Sunday with a Survivor Series review.